Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Iza Natasha binti Muhammad Shafi, a first year student at the University Malaya, and I'm from the Syariah department. So today I want to talk about the inflation and relate it to the context of Islamic Sharia. So, what is inflation? Inflation refers to an increase in the general price level of goods and services over time, which causes a decrease in the purchasing power of money. This increase can be caused by various factors such as high demand, rising raw material costs, currency weakness, or government policies. In the context of Islamic Sharia, inflation can be linked to several important aspects such as a moral, economic, and legal point of view. There must be some advantages, and these advantages include increasing the economy, which is first, increase the economic growth, salary adjustment, and investment opportunities. However, all these things will only happen if inflation is at a controlled rate. If the situation happens otherwise, the people and the country will facing the consequences such as the high cost of living, the unemployment rate is increasing and affecting the national economy. So now, I want to link the economy with Islamic Sharia principles. So, firstly, Islamic Sharia plays a vital role in ensuring that the economy operates fairly, ethically, and in accordance with divine principles. It prevents injustice, exploitation, and imbalance in society. One of its main goals is to establish economic justice by prohibiting riba, fraud, and monopoly, which can harm the poor and weaken the economy. Besides, encourage ethical business activities. That means all transactions must be based on honesty, trust, and mutual consent. It prevents cheating and uncertainty that's been grown in economic dealings. On the other hand, encourage productive investment. The treaties promotes real economic sectors such as trade, agriculture, and industry, thus strengthen economic growth and job opportunities. So now, the relation between Sharia and inflation is, firstly, prevention of market manipulation. Islam forbids hoarding and unfair price control to maintain fair supply and demand balance. Secondly, prohibiting of riba. It prevents excessive debt and artificial money growth that lead to inflation. This can help us to keep financial transactions stable. And the last one, implementation of zakat. It can help money articulate in society, reducing the gap between rich and poor. At the same time, increase purchasing power and stabilizes prices.
So now, I will show you the GDP, Gross Domestic Product in Malaysia from 2023 to 2025. So, focus 1, generate change to the peak of meaning. Fiscal responsibility and debt management. Malaysia's gross domestic product GDP growth projection 2025 for 0.5% to 5.5%. World Bank GDP projections 2024 is 4.9%. So here we can see the table that shows the increase in GDP every year. 2024 GDP is estimated to record stronger growth of between 4.8% to 5.3% compared to the original projection. In 2023, the country will reach 3.6%, while it will increase further in 2024, which is 4.0% to 5.3%. As we see in 2024, there will be an increase of 2 times, which is to 4.8% to 5.3%. This year, we reach GDP of 4.5% to 5.5%. Below, we can see the fiscal position of the federal government. In 2025, we will reach as much as 3.8%, and that is according to the FRA target, which is the government is on track to achieve the 3% fiscal deficit target in the medium term. So now I will show you the budget 2025 is focused on three civil economy goals. The three main thrusts outlined to realize these goals are raising the ceiling to increase the country's competitiveness, raising the floor to improve the people's living standards, and good governance and public sector reform to ensure transparency and efficiency. So, the focus of three economic goals in 2025 is the first one is raising the ceiling. This goal focuses on restructuring Malaysia's economy to become a regional economic leader. The second one is raising the floor, aims to ensure equality of opportunity, a decent standard of living, and social protecting for all Malaysians. The third one is good governance and public sector reform. Focus on prioritizing transparency, efficiency, and accountability in government to achieve the outlined goals. So now, if you look at the article, the first goal is raise the ceiling, restructuring the economy and increasing the country's competitiveness to position Malaysia as the leading economy in the ASEAN region. Ceiling raising component is the first one is a competitive and global investment destination, digital and innovation driven industry, leader of the global Islamic economy, regional PMKS champion, and security and economic sustainability. The second goal is raising the floor, improve the standard of living of the people by ensuring equality of opportunity, a good standard of living, and social protection for all. So the lifting components is number one, meaningful work and high income, inclusivity and equal opportunities, universal access to education and health, world-class basic facilities, and social protection for all. So, the third goal is good governance and public sector reform. Prioritize aspects of transparency, efficiency, and accountability in the government so that the outlined goals can be achieved. The public sector reform too is towards sustainable fiscal management, addressing issues of bureaucracy and inefficiency, as well as encouraging private investment. Next, efforts across government organizational boundaries to achieve common objectives. The last one is continuing parliamentary reform efforts for foster democracy. For the information, there is no official report yet on whether the three Madani 2025 economic goals have been fully achieved, as these goals are the basis for Budget 2025 and are still in the process of implementation. Thus, economic issues in Malaysia include inflation, income inequality, and global competition, but there are also positive signs such as strong economic growth, increased investment, and a reduction in unemployment. The government is actively addressing this issue through specific policies to promote sustainable growth and improve the well-being of the people, such as the implementation of the new industrialization plan and IIP 2030 and the increase in the minimum wage. Besides, the 2025 national budget is the largest budget in Malaysian history with an allocation of Rm 421 billion, aimed at revitalizing the economy, generating change, prospering the people. It emphasizes improving the people's well-being, economic development, and prioritizing Sabah and Sarawak.
So, the conclusion of the video is Islamic Sharia ensures a just, stable, and ethical economic system by prohibiting riba, encouraging zakat, and promoting fairness. It helps control inflation and maintain economic stability in society. So, let's apply the Sharia concept in whatever we do, and Assalamualaikum.